My name is Margie Remmers-Davis, and I am the creator of the Fast and Easy Way to QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor certification. And this is our weekly live stream that we hold every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern inside our free Facebook group, which is called the QBO Gym Locker Room. The QBO Gym Locker Room is your spot for hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. We are all about hands-on practice. Hands-on, hands-on, hands-on. I don't know about you. Well, I can pretty much say about you that you are like me and you learn best by doing. We don't, sure, you can watch all the videos on YouTube that you want. You can read the free training that comes into it. But if you want hands-on, actually doing it practice, that's what we are all about. When you join the locker room, you get a free Getting Started course that teaches you how to get your free QuickBooks Online accountant account, terms that we use in QBO, how to navigate it, how to access the sample company, which is where we do all of our practice exercises, most of our practice exercises. And you get some, with the Getting Started course, you get some exercises there as well to get hands-on practice with what you just learned. Also, in the locker room, you get over 100 free exercises just by being a part of this group. People are always asking me where to find them. So what you want to do is you want to look for the featured post. There's a featured section here, there's a featured section here, and inside this post there is a link to the free exercises right here. When you click on that, it opens up this right here, which is all of our exercises. They come from our certification courses, and we're going to go over that in just a minute. All right. Also, by being a member of the locker room, you get a free exercise of the week. So that's in addition to the 100 free exercises. If you join us live on the live stream, that's when we give you the free exercises. The exercises that we go over are also part of the QBO Gym. And the exercise of the week is its own course. The QBO Gym is not free. It is our paid subscription product where you can get hands-on practice that is that is in a simulated environment. So all of the all of the other exercises, those free 100 exercises, they're just individual single exercises to get you to practice a particular feature. The QBO Gym is designed to give you the experience of actually being a bookkeeper. So every month you're going to sit down and you're going to work on our fictitious business owners' books. You're going to process the money that came in, and you're going to record the expenses that the business owner had. You're going to process bank feeds. You're going to send out invoices. You're going to pay bills. You're going to reconcile reports or reconcile accounts and generate reports. Also, every month in the gym, we have a focus. Everything is based on this whole gym theme, but we have a focus, which we call strength training, which is a deep dive into a particular feature. So it's still scenario based. It's still like, this is what's happening in Craig's business, but it is a deeper dive into using a particular feature that he might need to know this month. Okay, so that's the QBO Gym. The QBO Gym is tied to your Booksmatch dashboard, which we are going to go over at the end today. And the Booksmatch dashboard tracks all of the skills that you have mastered and verified. And the beauty of that is that you can open it up to the world and demonstrate that you actually know what you're doing in QuickBooks Online. Again, we're going to go over that later. In order to keep your Booksmatch account active, you need to be doing an exercise at least every other week. And so we have an exercise of the week for those of you who have finished all of the content, all of the exercises that we have already done. We have an exercise of the week. It's actually a separate course. It's available once you have achieved 250 points in the gym, which is roughly half. Once you've done roughly half of year one, then it will unlock the exercise of the week so that you can, if you want to, access the exercises that we do on this call. And if you don't have a subscription to the gym, if you haven't unlocked the exercise of the week course yet, you can still get the exercise by being on this call live. So when we go over it, you'll get the link to it. Okay. All right. So that's what we are doing today. And our focus this week is on customer statements. Okay, so if you're inside the exercise of the week, here it is. We're going to click here to practice creating and sending a statement. And Joel will put the link to this in the chat for those of you who need it. Now, as I mentioned, customer statements are a crazy confusing thing for me. The idea of a customer statement is that you can generate kind of like a report for your customers that shows their history. Okay. And there are 3 different types of reports. There's 3 different types of customer statements that you can generate and send. And you do, for those of you who are studying for the Pro Advisor test, you do have to know sorry, I got distracted by the comment. For those of you who are studying for the test, you do have to know the 3 different, is the difference between the 3 different types, but you only have to know it in kind of like a book knowledge kind of way. And so the exercise of the week is just going to cover one of those ways, and then we're going to actually pick up another exercise, one of the free exercises that we're going to do today that goes into a deeper dive of customer statements. Okay. Christine, let me just hop over to this question, distracted me here for a second. Sorry. So Christine is asking, oops, what happened to it? Does anyone have a recommendation for training someone with no bookkeeping experience? So we have available there are several courses that are available out there. And we have, Joel, if you have access to the resources document, it's www.fastandeasyqbo.com/resources. And there are links there to our several recommended courses, including like what Lindsay has here is that Intuit does offer a free bookkeeping certification course. And excellent. Thank you, Joel. So there's resources there. Okay. And of course, our stuff, if you have the Getting Started course, it does, it does start pretty basic, not as basic as some. I mean, it doesn't give you like the concepts, but it does, the whole thing about getting started is it starts like from the bottom. So that can help. But better is the resources. They are, Rosalba mentioned Coursera. Coursera you have to pay for. and Intuit offers the exact identical course for free. So I would recommend you go through Intuit and not the Coursera. But anyway, okay, so enough about that. Let's get into our exercise today. For the first couple of months of this year, we are going through the Pro Advisor challenges that are provided by Intuit in the free inside your QBO account. So if you look here, you'll notice that it says that this is a Pro Advisor challenge provided by Intuit, okay? So let me show you how to get to the original exercise. So if you are inside your QBO account, okay, I know that I am in a QBO account, and by the fact that it says accountant up here, it says there's gray, the bar here is gray. It says your practice up here. So this is how I know that I am in a QBO or a QuickBooks Online accountant account. Okay, so inside my accountant account, and this is, by the way, the US version. There is a Canadian version, there's a global version. We don't train on those, we don't have information on those. But inside your US version of your QBO account, when you hover over Pro Advisor and go to Training, and then go to Training Library, here is all of the self-paced training that they offer, all in one place, okay, this whole library. It starts with product training. QuickBooks Online is automatically open, but if I close that, you can see there are other products that they provide training on. And then when you scroll down, there's other types of training that are not particularly related to QuickBooks Online products. So under QuickBooks Online, I'm going to click that. You'll notice that there are different tiles here. Now, by the way, some of you are coming up for recertification. I forgot that I really need to be talking about recertification every week. If you got your most recent certification prior to November 1st of 2023, okay, so October 31st and earlier of last year, then you will have to recertify and that's your most recent certification. So if you got your basic last year and got your advanced this year, you don't have to worry about it. But if your most recent certification is last year, before November 1st of last year, then you will have to recertify in the spring of this year. Okay, the recertification season opens in April. Sometime in April, it will unlock. You'll see banners. If it applies to you, you'll see banners in your account, and you will see a new tile in here that contains the training for recertification. At least that's the way they did it last year. I don't work for Intuit. I don't have any inside knowledge, but that's the way they did it last year. Okay. Anyway, back to our exercise today. So these tiles each represent a module that focuses on a type of information. Lindsay says it is free. Yes, just like all of Intuit's training, it's free. You have 3 attempts to take it, just like all of the courses. We also have a fast and easy version for those of you who like our way of teaching. Rather than just reading the Intuit material, it's up to you. When that becomes available, as it gets closer, we'll talk more about that. Okay, so let's go back to our exercise today. Okay, so here we are in the left navigation bar. We hovered over Pro Advisor. We clicked Training. We went to the Training Library. We selected QuickBooks Online. And now we're going to go to the Sales and Customers tile. Okay, so in here, I'm going to select Sales and Customers. You'll notice that many of the trainings have 3 different sections. a beginner, an intermediate, and an advanced section. Some of them don't have advanced, and some of them don't have beginner, but but there are up to these 3 different levels. Okay, so in general, the basic level certification course covers the intermediate skills. So if I open this up, you'll notice that there's a little icon here, and if I hover over it, it'll say this is tested in the QuickBooks Online exam. Okay, if I go to the beginner skills, there is no icon. Okay, if I go to advanced skills and I hover over this, it'll say tested in the QuickBooks Online advanced exam. Okay, so that's how you know what is included on the exam. They don't tell you what order it's going to be in. And they, excuse me, they teach it out of order. So that's one of the benefits of our Fast and Easy courses, is that we actually are teaching you in the order that you need to know for the exam. All right, let's go back to our exercise of the week. So this is an intermediate skill, and it is under lesson 3, customer statements. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the training, an intermediate skill. We're going to go to customer statements. And you'll notice on the right-hand side, it says Pro Advisor Challenge. Now, sometimes this link works and it'll take you right to it. Other times it doesn't, and you have to actually click through the whole lesson. Today for us, it is going through it. So here is how you get to the exercises that Intuit provides. Okay, it tells you how to load the sample company. Then it tells you the task, which is what in our terminology we call the scenario. And then it just tells you the result. It doesn't give you the step-by-step. And then under our solution, it gives you the step-by-step, but it doesn't give you pictures for you to actually walk through and do it. Okay, so that is the Intuit version. We are going to go through our version, which we find is simpler and easier for people to go through. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is we have to load the sample company. We're going to do that by clicking the the gear icon and sample company. This will log you out of your QBOA account. So don't do this while you're taking the exam, because you will log yourself out. But we give you instructions. If you're in our courses, we give you instructions on how to do it so it doesn't log you out. That's in our material somewhere. All right. So we're going to go ahead and click continue. All right. So now I am in the sample company. Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. Craig is our trusty fictitious business owner. Okay. So now we've done that. Okay. Guides you through all of this. What I'm going to do now is I am going to switch to doing a side-by-side. Now, I have loaded the extension for Scribe. Okay, so Scribe is it's the software that we use to create the exercises. And if you have the Chrome extension of Scribe, you can actually click this little button to follow along, and it will open it up on the side. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, but I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that you can see the exercise better. Okay. All right, how's that? Okay. All right, so where were we? Okay, so we loaded the sample company. All right, so as a reminder, here's our scenario. Craig has asked you to send a customer statement. He doesn't say why. He just says, send a customer statement. Okay. He wants the customer is Sushi by Katsuki. He wants you to send a transaction statement that shows the balance forward and any activity from the previous month. We're going to get into this, and I'm going to explain why why this is confusing. Alrighty. Let's see. Let me hop over. Holly has a question about the courses. I'm going to wait until the end. Somebody remind me to get back to you, Holly, about that. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're sending a transaction statement showing the balance forward and any activity from the previous month. All right. Let's see how to do that. So the first thing we have to do is we have to load the customer. So we do that by going over to Sales and selecting Customers. We could also get there just by going to Customers and Leads and Customers right here. Either of them goes to the same place. In this exercise, we are going from the Sales Center. Okay, and I should point out for those of you who are brand new, that the hover menu right here is each of these things is called the center. So this is the sales center, and each of these items right here represents a tab in the sales center. Okay, so notice it says overview all sales invoices. Here we are in sales, overview all sales invoices. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so now I'm in the customer center. And we're going to scroll until we find Sushi by Katsuki. Okay, scroll until we find Sushi. Let me move this over just a little bit. Make this just a smidge bigger. Okay. Sushi, here we go. Sushi by, now I scrolled, but I could also have typed the name up here in this search bar. Okay. But I scrolled, so here is Sushi by Katsuki. I'm going to make this a little bigger so you can see. Okay, Sushi. So Sushi, it has, unfortunately, this doesn't transfer. There we go. Now we can see better. I don't know why that did that. All right, I don't know why it's not carrying down the header. Okay, but I wanted you to see name, company name, phone number, open balance, and the action column. And you can use this, they call this the baby grid or the mini grid, to determine what you want to see in this, in the table here. But in Sushi, okay, so this right here is the open balance by Sushi by Katsuki. So let me go back up here to the column headings one more time so you can see. Okay, so this is the open balance. That means that they have, that Craig has sent them an invoice that they have not paid. Okay, so that's the open balance. So now we want to send a statement. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to send a statement. There's a couple of ways to do that, but we're just going to follow the directions in the exercise, which is how. Okay, in the action column, on that line, click the down arrow to expand the drop down, then click Create Statement. Okay, so here is, let me make it a little bigger again so you can see. Here's the little down arrow, and I'm going to select Create Statement right there. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 different statement types. There is the balance forward. Now, remember in our scenario, it says Craig wants to include the balance forward. So you might think to yourself, oh, I'm going to send a balance forward statement. But no, you're going to send a different kind of statement. There is also an open item statement. So we mentioned earlier that Sushi has an open invoice. Okay, we sent them an invoice that they haven't paid, and and so maybe that's what we want to send. No, it says to send a transaction statement. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so here under statement type, we're going to click the down arrow and select transaction statement. We want to include dates. Okay, so we're going to do remember this is just Intuit's exercise. Okay, is this the extension you use? Scribe How? Yes, Margaret. Yes, Scribe How. And okay, so in the start date field, we're going to click the calendar icon and change it to the first day of the previous month. Okay, so this is March right now, so we're going to select February 1st. Okay, so that was that. And then the end date, we're going to click the calendar icon, and we're going to click the last day of the previous month. So we're going to go here. Previous month was February. That was the 29th. Okay. And it looks like we're missing a step here. The next step should be to apply. All right. Maybe I will just add that right here. Click the end date. This one's not going to have a picture right now, but we'll just say click apply. I don't know if Intuit's missing that missing that step, or if we missed that step. But anyway, so click apply. Okay. So now we're going to click save and send. We can't actually send this from the sample company, but when we click save and send, we'll be able to see a preview. We could also click print or preview right there to see it, but here we're going to click save and send. And this will show us the preview of what it looks like. Let's see. Okay, so here is the email that would come out. It'll just say statement unless you say otherwise. Here's the body of what it'll say. I don't know why this is so tiny. There we go. I can make it bigger. Okay, your statement is attached. So this is the email that's accompanying it. Okay, and then here is the actual email, or the actual statement that's going out. Let me see if I can make this bigger. I can, but you can't see it any bigger. Okay, so you can see what it's doing is it's giving a list of all of the invoices, okay, and showing that they received payment on this one, but not on these two, okay, and so that is it. No other details. It doesn't even really show the balance forward. It says the total amount is how much we've invoiced them in total, how much we've received. It doesn't even really say, like, there is nothing that says balance forward or current owed or anything like that. All right. Let's see what our exercise. Again, this is Intuit's exercise, so we'll just follow with their instructions. The email preview will appear, then we're going to click send. It says that it was successfully sent, but actually it doesn't go out to anybody. Okay, so that is the exercise of the week. So when you are in the gym and you have the exercise of the week, once you have done it, then you click this little thing right here. It goes ka-ching and gives you little points. Woohoo! And remember that in order to get your Booksmatch credit, you have to actually do it inside the exercise of the week. Okay, you have to do it inside here to get the Booksmatch credit. Just using the link that Joel put in the chat doesn't give you the credit. Okay, so again, we'll talk about Booksmatch in just a minute. But what I want to do, because my opinion, this exercise from Intuit is not that great. It doesn't really tell you much of what we just did, right? Okay, so let's take a look at our similar exercise. This is one of the exercises that you get for free. And we're going to go, and our exercise is actually going to give you the details of all of them. So Joel just put it in the chat. Thank you, Joel. You can also access it here. This is from our basic certification course. It is in the third section. So it's this exercise right here if you were trying to access it right here, create customer statements. I already have it open right here. So that is not it. That is the other exercise that I did. So let me go back to right here. I am actually going to. They just happen to have the same number. They're both 3s. Okay, create and apply. No, not that one. Create customer statements. Okay, if you click it inside the blog post right here, it'll put it inside the blog post. If you just click maximize, it'll open it up into its new tab, so it is easier to read. Okay, so Craig has asked you to send customer statements. There are 3 kinds. Let's take a look at each. Wouldn't that be helpful to look at to look at all of them and understand the difference? Okay. Rosalba says, I don't see it on my Booksmatch. No, don't worry about it. We're in the process of redesigning Booksmatch. It will all work shortly. They're in the very tail end. I'm going to go over Booksmatch and talk about what's coming so that you can, don't worry about it. If you did it just now, you got the credit, even if it didn't show up in Booksmatch. Okay. All right. So let's do create customer statements. This time, we're going to take a look at all 3 of the customer statements so you can understand the difference, okay? Because it's so confusing. I don't know. I don't understand why they do this way. All right. So just like before, Iris is asking, can exercises be done on iPhone or iPad? Yes. Why would you want to do that? Like, I don't understand why anybody would ever do any of this on their phone. Like, here's my phone. It's so tiny. I don't, I need like giant monitors all around me. So, yes. Make sure that if you're using the iPhone or if you're using your iPad, you've got pop-ups blocked and like you don't have pop-ups blocked and all that. Like we do have some people that experience problems on iPad, but that's because of your iPad settings, not because of our stuff. All right, so let's take a look. So we're going to start in the sample company, and we are already in the sample company. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to load this up next door like we did before. Here we go. Okay. Make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Iris says she's always on her phone. I am always on my phone too, but like I have it next to me for reference and I do certain things, but not QuickBooks, not my actual work. I don't do that on my phone. In fact, yeah, my team was giving me a hard time because I don't have my work email on my phone. And I specifically don't have my work email on my phone because if I did, I would never stop working. So it is my control to do that. Anyway, all right. So let's get through this exercise because we still have a lot of stuff to cover. Okay, so we're going to go through these statements. Then we're going to talk about, we still have to talk about the marketing prompt and we have to talk about Booksmatch. Okay, so let's get through this. So here we are. Now this time we're going to look at all 3 kinds. Okay. All right, so here we are. We're going to start first at balance forward. When would you want to use this? Craig has noticed that several of his customers have outstanding invoices. He has asked you to send all of them a statement showing their current balance. How would you do this? Okay, so we're gonna send all of his people statements that show the current balance, how much they currently owe. Okay, now in the a couple of weeks ago on the live stream, I showed you guys, and it was an exercise of the week, how to add the balance forward on all invoices. So every invoice that goes out says what the previous balance is, the balance forward, and all of that. I do not understand why that is not defaulted on automatically for everybody all the time. But a couple weeks ago, exercise of the week, we went over it. I showed you how to do it. It's also in the gym. A couple of times we have set that up in gym exercises. So there's those of you who are in the gym, have practice setting up statements and setting it up so that it's automatically on your invoices. All right, but that's just my soapbox. All right, so we're going to go to the left navigation bar. We're going to hover over sales, and then we're going to click customers. All right, now notice, and we didn't cover this before, that there is this thing that's called the money bar. Okay, the money bar. Last week we talked about how we use the money bar for estimates. So if you didn't watch that, you can watch the replay in the group. The replay in the group is unedited. You could also watch it on YouTube once it's edited. It's not up there quite yet, but it usually takes a week or so to get the edited version, so you can, I don't know, was it last week, guys, when I was like blowing my nose and sneezing all over the place? So that kind of stuff gets edited out. I assume that's what my editor's doing. I don't actually watch the edited versions to make sure he is, but anyway. All right. So this is called the money bar. And if we had estimates, it would show us, the customers that have estimates. And here we can filter our list down here by these different things. Now, in our case, we are going to just look for the customers that have overdue invoices, okay? Outstanding invoices, okay? So that's the ones in orange right here, okay? So we're going to click that. All right, now we're going to say click the checkbox at the top of the column to select all customers with outstanding invoices. Okay, so here I'm going to make this a little bigger. Remember how in the previous exercise we used the drop down to create a statement. Okay, well now what we're going to do is we're going to do it for all of these guys. So we're going to batch do that. So the way we do that is we check mark them, and I can check mark all of them by using the check at the top of the column. Once I do this, this black bar appears, and I have some options right here, and one of the options is to create the statement. Okay, let me go back to the exercise here. Okay, so we select batch actions, select create statements. Okay, so this is where we are. In a real life scenario, you would click save and send. For the purposes of this exercise, we just want to view the customer statements that would be sent out. So in this exercise, we are going to use the print preview. Okay, so let me click print preview here. Okay. You can now scroll through the resulting report and notice that one report is generated for each customer, showing the balance due on each account. Okay, so let's take a look at that more closely. Oh, that doesn't help you, does it? Well, hopefully you're following along and you can see. Okay, so here we can see there's different. So this is Amy's Bird Sanctuary. This is Red Rock Diner. This is Sushi by Katsuki. Okay, so the showing that he has, isn't this interesting? In the previous one, it showed that he had 2 outstanding invoices. This one only shows 1 outstanding invoice. Okay, and let's see. So here is the document. Why is it not showing balance forward? Didn't I select balance forward? Oh, guys, balance forward. Nobody corrected me. Okay, here we go. Create statements. Okay, the reason that it did not work for me is because it defaults to the last type of statement that I created. So in this exercise, we're assuming that you already have this. I'm going to add a little step here that says Tip. I'm going to say, note that balance forward is already selected. Already selected. If you previously had used a different statement type, it would be reflected here. Okay, and I will add a picture for that later. Okay, so who was it? Kurt is saying you can't create all statements. Okay, let's, all right, so here we go, and I'm going to apply. Okay, and print or, okay. Kurt, disregard. The issue was due to transaction statement selected. Okay, all right, good. Okay, so here we are, and we have, now we're gonna do printer preview. Okay, here we go. That's better. This is what I'm, see guys, oh, I hate these statements so much. I hate these statements so much. All right, so here now is what we're looking for. Right now it says the balance forward, okay? And then it shows the invoices and the payments, okay? So here we go. Here's Amy. Here's Bill's windsurf shop. He has balance forward. Notice it's not, it says balance forward, but it doesn't say like how far back. That's because the date we select, we had this start dates, excuse me, it automatically just goes back a month. So if I changed the dates, I should see a better list here. Okay. All right. So that is, and now it also shows down at the bottom, it shows the aging. Okay. Let me see what our exercise points out here. All right, you can now scroll through the resulting report and notice that one report is generated for each customer showing the balance due on each account. Okay? All right, so now we're going to exit the preview. We are going to return to the customer list. This has us hitting X up here, but my thing is too short, so I'm just going to hit cancel. Okay? Now let's take a look at open items. Lindsay says, I still got the error message. Yeah. So you'll get the error message if it doesn't apply. Let's see if we can get the error message, and we'll see. I've also got 18 available where Margie got, I think, 9 available. Let's do that again. Okay. So this was, so did you select first the orange one? Okay. So orange, we selected the orange one to get only the overdue invoices. Okay. And then we selected these. 9 customers selected. Apparently somebody has 2 overdue invoices. Okay. So there are 10 overdue invoices. We narrowed it down. That represents 9 customers. Okay. All right. So, so Lindsay got that. All right, good. All right, let's take a look at our open items. Okay. So now in this scenario, so we now sent the balance forward to everybody. Red Rock Diner received theirs, and they said they received their customer statement and asked for a breakdown of which invoices were included in the balance due. Okay. How would you send that to them? Say, all right, so now we're going to go through the customer list. We're going to find Red Rock Diner. Honestly, guys, after all this time, if this were a real life scenario for me, I would be clicking around to figure out how to do it. Because this whole customer statement thing is not intuitive to me. It is not it does not seem normal or natural. So I have been doing this for years. I wrote these exercises, and I still would have, if this happened in a real life scenario, I would have to go and click around and figure out. The important thing is that you know it exists. Like, that's really, let me give my little soapbox here, because this is important. This is like a really, really important concept. In all of software, not just QuickBooks Online, but all of software, is that the most important thing is for you to know that it's possible, right? Or to imagine that it could be possible. If you know that it's possible, or you imagine that it could be possible, then it's just a matter of clicking around, trying to figure out how to actually do it, how to actually accomplish it. And so that's really, like, I know a lot of you, this is the reason we have the QBO gym, is to give you guys experience and confidence so that you can go out into the real world and you can say, oh yeah, I've done that before. But don't freak out if you go out into the real world and you don't remember how to do it. It's a lot to remember. It's a lot to remember. It's a huge software. It's a huge software company. They have hundreds and thousands of employees working on like different pieces of it at all times. So no one is expected. In fact, in a couple months, I'm going to be out at Scaling New Heights. I don't know how many of you are there, but there are going to be people there that are teaching aspects of QuickBooks Online. Alicia Katz-Pollock is doing like 4 sessions on things in QuickBooks Online. I saw 2 of her sessions. One of them is going to be like an introduction to reports. Another one is going to be like more advanced reports or something like that. And she is speaking to a room of accountants and bookkeepers, right? Like, she's teaching, no, people don't already know this stuff. So don't like get mad at yourself or kick yourself because you forgot how to do something. The how to do it is easy. Once you it's the remembering that it can be done. That's the part that you have to remember. Okay. All right. Phew. Yes. Whoever you are who says it's empowering to be encouraged, we don't need to know everything. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Because we are part of a human race, and we can't, those of you who follow the Bible, not everybody can be an eyeball, and not everybody can be a finger, and not everybody can be a leg, right? Like, we all need all of the members in order to be the whole body, and everyone's going to have a specialty, and don't beat yourself up. Okay. All right. Let's get back to it. Okay. So, what did we do? So now we're going to create the statement with Red Rock Diner, just like we did with in the exercise of the week. We're going to do it from this little guy. We're going to create the statement. In the statement field type, now we're going to select open items. Okay, so now we want to know just the open items for Red Rock Diner. Okay, we're going to click apply. Okay, and then instead of save and send, we're going to click print preview. And let's take a look. Okay, so now they wanted to know, they got their statement that says, hey, you owe this money, and they want to know, well, what's in that? Like, what are the things that are still open? And here we have. Okay, so now it's showing, this is the open item type statement. It's now showing, oh, these invoices, this is what it's showing, this is how much it is, and this is how much of it is open. They could have made a partial payment. Okay, that's why you have to have both of these totals, because they could have had a partial payment, and so maybe not the whole thing is open. But in this case, both of them are still open, and that's why their total is 226. Okay, so, and now you can see if I scroll down to the bottom, how much is an old one and how much is a fairly recent one. Okay, all right, now let's go back to our exercise. Okay, that's what we just did. Okay, exited out of that, which is what I just did. Now we're going to return to the customer list. I could click up there, but I'm just going to click cancel. They do the same thing. And now let's take a look at the third one, which is the transaction statement. Okay, so now Amy Louderback of Amy's Bird Sanctuary received her balance due customer statement, just like Red Rock Diner did. Remember, the first step was we sent it out to everybody. Okay, and she looked at it and she's like, I don't understand why I still owe money. Okay, she said she paid several invoices and received a credit for some work that was damaged. Okay, so why does she still owe money? Now, when we looked at the open items report just now, remember I said it tells you how much you've paid, you know, how much it's open and how much is still showing on the invoice. Okay, but it doesn't show you like the history. And that's what Amy wants to know. She's like, well, I did all of this and I don't understand why I still have a balance. Okay, so now we're going to give her like a history. And that is the final one, which is the transaction statement. Okay, so now we're back on our customer list. Okay, we're going to do the same thing we did. Now we're Amy's Bird Sanctuary. We're going to click Create Statement. And we're going to have a transaction statement this time, which was our first exercise, right? In the statement. Okay. All right. And click Apply. Okay. And here she is. And now we can, okay. Because Amy's transactions are older than this last month, you will need to change the date range to capture the old transactions for the statement. Remember I showed you that, I pointed that out earlier, how in the very first exercise we did, that one, who was that first customer we looked at, had 2 invoices outstanding, but then when we run the report, it only showed 1. That was because of the date range. So now we're going to change the date range. Click the start date box and choose a date that is 1 year prior to today. Okay, so right here, we're going to go there and hit 1 year prior to today, and then we're going to click Apply. Okay. All right, so again, we're going to do the print preview. And let's take a look at it. I'm going to make this just a little bit, oh, no, that was a mistake. Let me close that and do it again. See if it will be big for you. There we go. Okay, I'm going to cover it up for just a second. All right, from this report, you can see what happened. Amy did indeed pay invoices, numbers 1025 and 1001 in full. Okay, look, these are the first 2. They were paid in full. Okay, and she did receive a credit for $100. Okay, so here's the credit. Okay, the $100 would have brought it down to $230, to $349. Oh, sorry, blah blah blah. But the total of invoice 1021 was $459. Okay, so here's $459. So she paid $205. Okay, she paid $220. She didn't pay $459. Okay, and the 100 would have brought this down to $359, but it's still to the $220, still not enough to cover that total. Okay, but she only paid $220. That's why she's still showing an outstanding balance. Okay, so that's that 108 right there. All right, clear as mud. You're welcome for the soapbox, Lindsay. Okay, And the steps don't, well, what is this? Let's see. Sorry. Let's see. Rosalba says, I sometimes practice in the gym. All right, let me get off of my screen share so we can see. Rosalba says, yes, I sometimes practice on the gym several times to understand the concept. I totally agree. Great. I don't know what I was saying at the time when you said that, but awesome. I love it when people agree with me. Somebody said amen. Somebody says the steps don't always stay the same when Intuit continually makes changes and updates. That's right. That's why we always have the bottom of our exercises. Let me show you. All of our exercises have a feedback form at the bottom. And the reason we have that is so that we can be notified when Intuit changes something, and we will go back and we update our exercises to match the current environment in the sample company. Okay, let's see. 349 needs to be corrected to 359. Just wanted to let you know. I think you're talking about my exercise here. Oh yeah, right here. 359. You're right. All right. This is one of the reasons we love Scribe, is because I can just change it on the fly while we're talking. As you can see, I've done it several times. Okay. All right. So that's it for, I wasn't even showing my desktop when I did that. Anyway, I made the change. It's there. It's done. All right. So now we are done with all of the exercises. Let's turn our attention to the marketing prompts, because as a member of the QBO gym, one of the things that you get is marketing prompts. I'm going to close all of this now. Is marketing prompts. The reason that we have these marketing prompts, we are not a marketing company. I don't teach, except for the one thing I'm going to show you today, I do not teach marketing. The resources link that I gave, that we gave before, like there are people on there that teach marketing and that teach marketing specifically for bookkeepers. I don't do that. But what I did hear from a lot of people is that they know that they need to be marketing, but they kept saying, and they know that they need to be posting on social media, but they just don't know what to say. Okay. And so one of the things with the gym is that as you do the exercises, you earn marketing prompts. Okay. And so the marketing prompt for today, and Joe will put this in the chat for those of you who are not in the gym or who do not are in the gym but don't have the exercise of the week unlocked yet, is this. So you learned about customer statements. Here's a sample post. Dear business owner, has this ever happened to you? Your customer pays one invoice but leaves others unpaid. They swear they didn't owe you money and want to see their history. Okay? So that's what happened with Amy just now, right? What do you do? Well, QuickBooks Online can help in a snap. Just send them a statement that includes everything they need to know. Not sure how? Give me a ring and I'll walk you through it. Easy peasy. Okay? So that is the marketing prompt for this week. Now, what are you going to do with this marketing prompt? The only type of marketing that I teach is the 3-2-1 method. And we're going to go over it right now. Okay? Except that didn't start in the right place. So here we go. Here is the 3-2-1 method. The 3-2-1 method comes from boldhouse.com. This is adapted from the original with permission. Okay? So this is what you're going to do if you want to actively promote yourself as a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. I cannot help you. Like right now, Fast Needs a QBO doesn't teach you how to be a bookkeeper. It teaches you how to be a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Okay? So 3 times per day, you are going to directly reach out to specific people, whether that is via email, text, DM, phone call, like however you want to do it. This is individual specific people. This is not posting putting up a flyer in your Chamber of Commerce. This is not sending a mass email to everybody you know. This is one individual person, 3 of them every day. And this is what you're going to say. You're going to say, hey, I am a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Who do you know that I could connect with? Your entire goal for these conversations is to make connections, is to meet people, meet business owners who are using QuickBooks Online. That's it. You're not trying to sell your services. You're not trying to tell people that you are like this super amazing bookkeeper. You're not trying to land business. You're just trying to grow your network and find the people that are the small business owners that are using QuickBooks Online. Okay, so from that activity, 3 times every day, and by the way, this that I'm sharing with you is just the absolute minimum of what you should be doing. You could be doing way more than this, but this is just the minimum requirements if you want to build your business. The example that I always say is realtors. Like, how many realtors do you know? You know a ton of realtors. And why do you know that? Because they all raise their hand and say, I'm a realtor. That's all you're doing here. You're all just raising your hand. You're just saying, I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Okay. Then of that activity, 3 times per day, your goal then is to 2 times per week actually connect to potential clients. Okay. So 15, hopefully by talking to 15 people, you will eventually find 2 people, 2 small business owners who are using QuickBooks Online. Okay. And all you're going to do to meet them is you're going to say, hey, I am a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, would love to stay connected in case you need any help. You're not selling them on your services. You're not offering them anything. All you're saying is, hey, I am, because you know what? You don't want to assume that they need you, right? Maybe they have a bookkeeper that's just fine, right? Maybe they're small enough where they, can handle it themselves. All you're doing is you are saying, hey, just wanted to stay connected, okay? So you're going to connect with them on LinkedIn. That's what I recommend because that's where the businesses are, but maybe in your area, there's a different platform that, that everybody connects on. When I was in Utah, everybody used Facebook and nobody used LinkedIn. So, whatever your platform of choice, okay, you're going to connect with them. You want to make sure that your byline says QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. If you are not a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, by the way, meaning you haven't passed that basic level certification test, get that right away. Okay, get that so you have your badge, you have your certificate, so you can say in integrity, yes, I am a certified QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. And if you need help getting that that certification knocked out, Intuit gives you all the stuff you need for free. But a lot of people find that Intuit material confusing and hard to follow, and that's why they use our fast and easy QBO materials. Okay. So you're going to make sure that your byline says that you're a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, and then a couple of times a week, you're going to use those marketing prompts, okay? You can just put them straight in LinkedIn, just like they are. Some people use Canva and put them in like a pretty image. Some people, I know one of our students actually uses them in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT writes a whole article for her. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're saying. The fact, most of the time, people are not going to even read it or even care. Nobody's going to reach out to you about customer statements. The point of the post is to just provide value, continue reminding people that, hey, you are a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Because what you want is you want them to think of you when the time comes that they need help. The other way is you're going to post your own stuff. You're also going to like and comment on other people's stuff. Your liking and comment is not selling. It's not selling your stuff. You're not commenting on somebody's post and saying, hey, I can help you with QuickBooks Online, like let's sign up for a consultation. No, you're just being a genuine human and liking somebody's post or saying a comment. But the beautiful thing is that they're going to see your byline. They're going to remember, oh yeah, this person is a QuickBooks Online. That's all we're doing is reminding people that you are a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. The general concept is that you are going to keep waving your flag so that people know to turn to you when they need help. Okay? So of all of that activity, 3 times per day, 2 times per week, and now once you've made those new connections, you're growing your network by 2 people every week, and you're continuing to post, continuing to remind people, then your goal would be for once a month to do a diagnostic review, okay? If you are in our cleanup course, that's where you learn how to do a diagnostic review. Some of you follow other gurus that teach you how to do just like a consultative call or whatever you're going to do. The point is that once a month, you should be looking at somebody's books and talking to them, okay? And a way to approach that is, again, I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Would you like me to take a look at your books and see how you're doing? Okay, so that's all you need to do. Asking that if you're in our course, you could add, hey, I just finished a course on diagnostic reviews and I am looking for some practice. Would you mind if I took a look? Okay, so you're talking to people that already know, like, and trust you, and you're going to offer this. Hey, I'm doing a diet. Would you like me to take a look at your books and, give you a report, see how you're doing, that kind of thing. That's it. That's all the marketing we teach. And I could not read the chat while we are talking. So, okay, looks like there weren't any questions about that. Okay, wait, where did you guys go? Where did you go? You're still looking at you're looking at Booksmatch. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot see you guys anymore. There we go. All right. Okay, let's see. Question. Thank you, Lindsay. The fast and easy QBO materials are far superior to the training Intuit offers. There are so many ways Margie's materials are helpful, but by far for the clarity it provides. I appreciate that, Lindsay, because clarity is actually our company core value. And so that is like what we strive for in everything. So the fact that like, I love that you're seeing that come through. Okay. Any other questions about the marketing prompts? All right, let's talk about Booksmatch. All right, I know we're 20 minutes after. I should have scheduled this call for an hour and a half. I should do that every week, but anyway, it hasn't happened. So let's talk about Booksmatch. Every time, so when you are a member of the QBO gym, well, here we go, the QBO gym. Oh yes, Holly, let me address Holly. This is a good time to address Holly's question. Okay, Holly asked this earlier and I said, remind me later. Okay. So Holly says, I purchased the test prep for basic payroll in advance a couple of months ago. I noticed that it has a date on all of October 2024. If I don't complete all of the Pro Advisors certifications by then, does your test prep expire? The answer is yes and no. Okay. Number 1, yes, it expires. It expires October 31st of 2024. And the reason that it expires is because Intuit's test expires. Okay, so Intuit's tests are all have a certification season from November 1st through October 31st. So the season that we're in now started November 1st of 2023, and it will go through October 23rd of 2024. Okay, so at that time, Intuit will remove the test that people are currently taking and they will release a new test with new training materials. The reason they do this is because they're software, they're always changing, and there's always new stuff for you to learn. So what happens, so they will release new material, we will shut down, we take down all of our materials. I furiously create all new materials to match the new test, and then we will release the new materials to match and get you going on the way. The good news is that because you purchase them now, you always have access to the new material. So whether you finish or not, doesn't matter. It's going to get taken away at the end of the year, but then you're going to get the new version as soon as it becomes available. We aim for December 1st. So, all right. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. We're going to talk about, there's still a bunch of you hanging on with me to talk about Booksmatch because this is exciting. Okay. So Booksmatch serves a couple of functions. One is that one of the functions that it serves is that it's simply your dashboard where you access all of your courses. Okay, so everybody who has a Fast and Easy QBO course of any kind has a Booksmatch dashboard that has your name and email address. You click, you click go to my courses. That's how you get to your courses. Okay, everybody has that. But for those of you who are active members of the QBO gym, we track your skills as you work through the material. Okay, and we're keeping track so that we can verify that you actually know how to do this stuff. The reason that this is important is so that people who want to hire a bookkeeper, one of the problems when people are trying to hire bookkeepers is that they have no way of knowing that you actually know what you're talking about. Okay? So let's talk about if they're hiring. There's kind of three buckets of people that hire bookkeepers. One is a company who is going to hire an employee to serve in their accounting department, maybe just accounts payable specialist or, accounts receivable or, whatever. There's going to be somebody in there that's an employee in their company. Okay. Then there are accounting firms who have staff bookkeepers, or they have work that they farm out to other bookkeepers. And, some of you may have seen an ad that I have running, and there's a guy that keeps commenting on my ads about how there are no bookkeeping jobs. It is not, it is so not true. There are so much need for bookkeepers, and there aren't enough people to fill all of the bookkeeping roles that are out there. And so, unfortunately, people are going overseas because they can't find somebody in the U.S. to do their books. And so we want to be able to direct people or direct companies and hiring managers and all that to you guys who are people who have proven skills. Okay, so we've got the businesses looking for employees. We've got the firm who are sometimes looking for employees, but they're also sometimes looking just for extra people because they have so much work. They don't have enough people to cover it, especially during tax season. Maybe they just are farming out some work, so they're looking for some subcontractors. And then, so let me just focus on those two groups of people, because those two groups of people, typically what they do is they post a job opening, and then you guys apply for the job. And they'll say maybe on there that they want you to have, 2, 3 years of experience using QuickBooks Online. Okay. And so you apply for the job, right? You fill out your resume, you send it to them, whatever. Well, what you put on that resume is just what you put on the resume. Like, they have no way of knowing. Like, you could say to them, yes, I have used QuickBooks Online, for the last 10 years, but they don't know that you actually have done that. And frankly, just because you could say that you've done it doesn't mean that you're actually good at it, right? I always say time just means you're old, it doesn't mean that you know what you're doing. So we had the gym in place. People were loving the gym. It was all, great, just as a way for people to build self-confidence. And then we realized that we could actually track, the skills that you are verifying, and that would make you far more attractive to these first two groups of people. The third group of people is those are small business owners who are just looking for somebody to do their books. Okay, those are the types of people that I think most of you actually fall into. Is you just want to do this freelance, you just want to take on a bunch of small businesses. And those are the people that are going to find you, like on Upwork or through the Pro Advisor directory or whatever. Okay, so we want all of these people to find you through us. That's Booksmatch. We want to match you. There's a reason we call it Booksmatch. We want to match you with opportunities. Okay, so if you are an active member of the gym, we track exactly what you're doing, what you're learning, the skills that you are verifying. Now, you guys, all of you are probably, many of you on this call are already have, if you're in the locker room, you have access to the getting started, which is not tracked. The Booksmatch statistics are only for the QBO gym. But you know what the dashboard currently looks like. So I'm not going to show you the current dashboard. But we have been in our secret lair working so hard. My team is amazing, and they're working so hard to develop this new dashboard. So let me show it to you. And I showed it to you a couple of weeks ago. Just the design. This is now like sort of implemented. It's implemented on our back end. It hasn't like rolled over because there's still a few tweaks. I'll show you what the tweaks are. Oh, I forgot to share my desktop. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is. Okay. Alrighty. So here's the stuff on the left-hand side that you're used to seeing. Your name, go to my courses, your LinkedIn profile, your certifications, where you can link your reviews and stuff, etc. This is the new tracking system. Okay, we are tracking 3 metrics. They are knowledge, consistency. This says activity, but actually it should say consistency. We're going to get that changed. And speed. Okay, your knowledge, consistency, and speed. The knowledge is the amount of skills that you have actually practiced and verified. The consistency is how frequently you're doing it. Okay, so we want to make sure the minimum is we want to make sure that you are upskilling at least once every 2 weeks. That's why we have the exercise of the week, so that you have an opportunity to keep your Booksmatch profile active. And then your speed, which is how quickly you are adding skills. Okay. So on the left-hand side are the skill groups. So every exercise that you do has skills associated with it. Okay, so the customer statements, that's in a sales and customer management group. Okay, so if I click sales and customer management, I'm going to click that, and it's going to show me all of the skills that are inside that skill group. Okay, and so this particular student has not done very good. So these right here for this student are all wrong. So I'm going to show you what they will actually look like here in just, what the coloring and categories will look like here in just a second, okay? But you can see, actually it's kind of hard for you to go see, isn't it? There we go. So you can see, so here this student, Kim, has verified 33 total skills. 15 of them were sales and customer management skills. 6 of them were expense and vendor management skills. And so you can see, so these are we have 10 skill groups. And then for each skill group, it's side by side if there's enough room. If there isn't, they go like this. So here's the inside, the details of the sales and customer management. So they learned writing off an invoice, sending invoices, PayPal sale, all of this kind of stuff. And then you can select different the different skill groups. So let's look at accounting workflows. So sending reminders and corporate credit card setup. Okay, so that is the skill group stuff. And then we also have our group comparison. Now this is really important. So, and I just made it smaller a little bit so you could see it all together. Okay, so this is you. Okay, so you're going to be the solid line, and then how you compare to everyone else is going to be the grayish line. Now I have asked them to coordinate these colors. Okay, so sales and customer should be blue like this. Expenses and vendor management should be red like this. Okay, so it's easier to see how they line up. Okay, so all of that. So then so that's how you compare, and so you can. It's in your control to continue upskilling to increase your numbers, increase your skills verified. Then we have all under here your skill growth, over your lifetime, your recent training activity, like what you just did. And somebody, I think it was Rosalba, so there is like a 5-minute delay. I think he said that it checks every 5 minutes. So you won't see it show up the moment you do the exercise, but after like 5 minutes it refreshes and then you'll be able to see. Okay. All right. So this is like your raw data, your raw skills. Okay. And then up here we kind of have a grade, and your grade in your so this is knowledge. So you're going to be either excellent, average, or poor. High, average, or poor, high, average, or poor, that kind of stuff. Okay. Or low, I guess maybe. Okay. And then these three measurements come together to give you this specific rating. Okay. So this rating is the thing you want to pay attention to. Because it's going to take into consideration all of these things. Now, let me explain why we have both of these things, okay? I'm going to take it off because I'm going to take off the screen share because this is like a soapbox moment here. Okay. I've still got a bunch of you hanging on. Awesome. Okay. If you have to leave, I get it. We're running super late, but I know people have been on the edge of their seats about this. Okay. Here's why it is important to track both knowledge and speed. Okay. Consistency, that should be obvious. Okay. Consistency, we just want to make sure that you are continuing to upskill and that you haven't just done all the work and sat around and then waited for clients, that you're constantly upskilling. Okay. So that's consistency. But then we have knowledge and speed. knowledge is the total amount of skills that you have verified, okay? That knowledge, if somebody has been around a long time, they're going to have an advantage over somebody who just started, okay? If I just barely started and somebody else has been around for 2 years and they've done all of this skills verification stuff, like, great for them, but it's not fair. It's not fair to the person who just started because, hey, I just started, right? So that's why we have the speed. And if your speed is high, if you're like furiously working, we're going to give you speed points so that it compares to the knowledge. So the person who has a high knowledge, they are necessarily going to have a low speed because there's not much for them to do. There's not much for them to do. You can imagine that you are in a race and there's a finish line, and the person at the finish line, is just at the finish line. There's nowhere for them to go. We're going to give you another exercise to prove that you're consistent. We're going to move the finish line just a step. And if you're already at the finish line, all you have to do is take a step. You're not going to have much speed, right? But the person who just started, they're going to want to rush as quickly as possible to get to that finish line. And the people who are moving fast are going to be rewarded just as much as the people who have knowledge, okay? So you're going to see, I'm going to show you this in a second, you're going to see how it balances out. Now, I did put together a little presentation to show you this, but unfortunately, it didn't come in the order that I wanted it to come in. I wanted it to come like bottom to top. But anyway, so what we're talking about, just as a reminder, wait, let me go back and, I didn't have this shown. So I need to show this first. Okay, so what we're talking about is this right here. How is this, what is it going to say, exceptional talent, and what color is it going to be? Okay, all right, so guys, when I was showing my 3, 2, 1, could you see it? Yeah, you could. I know you could because I could see myself in the little thing. Okay. Oh my gosh, for a minute. Technology, guys. Okay, so let's, Kurt's like, gather around, kids. That's so funny. Okay, let me go back to, where is my presentation? Right here. And this one. And okay, here we go. All right, so knowledge, consistency, and speed. If you have high knowledge, high consistency, and high speed, you will be regarded as exceptional talent. But that moment, the moment of exceptional talent, is only going to last a second. Because in order for you to get that, you have to have all of the knowledge and you have to be moving fast. And once you get to the finish line, you can't be moving fast anymore. So it's like, you're going to, as soon as you get to the finish line, you're going to have all the knowledge and you're going to be the fastest one, and then it's going to be over. So very few people will see exceptional talent. And when you do see it, it's not going to last for very long. More likely, you're going to see one of these following two. So you might see high knowledge and high consistency, or you might see high knowledge and You might see high knowledge, high consistency, and medium speed, or high knowledge, high consistency, and low speed, okay? Either way, even if that speed is red, you're still considered top talent, because what matters is that knowledge, your consistency and your knowledge. Once you're there, that's what's going to keep you in the green, okay? The same is true for speed, okay? So as long as your consistency is high, if your speed is high, your knowledge doesn't matter. You could be yellow in knowledge or red in knowledge, and it doesn't matter, okay? You're going to be considered rising talent. That means you are moving fast, okay? So we've got top talent, lots of knowledge but less speed. We've got rising talent, which is lots of speed, less knowledge. Both good, both green. Okay? Then we have, maybe not so great knowledge and not so great speed, but you still have a high consistency. Then you're going to be an average learner. You're also going to be an average learner. Basically, what we're looking at is those two side things, okay? Your consistency is always the first thing that matters. Notice in this column, in that middle column, this is the high consistency, okay? Your high consistency is what controls whether, what it is, okay? So if you've got a yellow in knowledge and a yellow in speed, you're going to be above average. If you are red or yellow, it doesn't matter which side, you're going to be an average learner, okay? And now, if you have neither, but your consistency is high, so you're a turtle, you're just taking one little step at a time, one little step, you're not getting very much knowledge and you're not going very fast, but you're getting knowledge, you're going to be a below average learner. Okay, now that's all of the iterations of having consistency. Okay, once your consistency drops, okay, and consistency is measured by within 2 weeks. So you have to, in order to stay in the green in consistency, you have to do at least one exercise every other week. Okay, to stay in the green there. If it's less than that, but within 3 months, then you're average, and that little square will say inconsistent. And if it's greater than 3 months, then that little square will say inactive. Even if you're paying for the gym, if you're not actually working in it, then it's going to be inactive. Okay? So again, I'm going to go over all of this. When we go live, I will go over all of this again. There will be videos. We'll talk about it because we want you to be in control. We want you to be able to know what you can do to make yourself look good. Okay? And let me see. For the comments, let's see. All right, let's see. Going back to the comments. Becky's still here. Great. I didn't know you were leaving. Okay. All right, Rosalba. Okay. Wondering if there are prime government contractors out there willing to use us as subcontractor bookkeepers to help them with their businesses. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Yeah. Any business could land a government contract. You wouldn't work for the government, but any business could land a government contract and you could do their books. I don't know how you would find them. Okay. Let's see. Suzanne says, can't wait. Looks great. I know, me too. I can't wait either. Oh. I totally forgot. So, oh gosh, this is exciting to me. Okay. So we are building, in addition to building this, we are building an in-platform messaging system. Okay. So you will be able to communicate with the people that reach out to you in the system. Like right now, they have to go to your basic info and get your email address. Oh, I can't see because of my head. Okay. So that's how they would contact you. We realized that this is not good because then we can't track how many people are contacting you to be able to say, hey, look at how great we are because we have all these contacts and all this stuff. So so they're developing that also. That's one of the things that's holding us back from going live. But somebody asked, or several people asked if they could use Booksmatch as their website, right? How can I point people to my Booksmatch profile in the same way we point people to our LinkedIn profile, right? And at first we didn't have any way to do that because we initially thought, well, you're just going to be in a group of people and a recruiter's going to come sign up and they're going to have access to this group of people. But of course, you guys were saying, well, I want to show myself off. Like, I want to show off these stats. And I said, dang, you're right. You should do that. And so they are developing that. That's coming. So you'll have a link that people can only access you. They can't see your competitors, unless they know about us and like sign in and, look for us. But the link will only go to them and not to everybody else. So that is coming. Okay, let's see. Holly says, it looks great. Makes me strongly consider joining the QBO gym. Yay! I mean, yeah, there are so many great things about the QBO gym. Like anyone can tell you, but anyway. Somebody says, if you join, you will not regret it. I love the gym. It is like a real client. Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that's exactly what it's designed to be. It's like having a client. You go in every month, you do their books. There's all sorts of crazy things that happen, troubleshooting that needs to happen, different tools that you have to use. You're always reconciling. You're always processing bank feeds. You're always sending out invoices. You just get practice doing it in simulated experience. So yeah, awesome. Lindsay says the QBO gym is like no other platform I have ever seen. Because there's nothing like it out there. It actually gives you the experience we as new bookkeepers desperately need to gain that confidence that so many of us lack. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah. Let's see. Holly says, I've been leaning more and more toward joining. I think I'm ready to join today. Woohoo! All right. Let's see. Margaret, live date. I've been talking about this for months. Like I keep saying, it's almost here. And so I don't know. I hate to say. Every week I think, next week it's going to go live, guys. But anyway, Kurt says, when you say exercise, do you mean an entire month? No, I mean every individual exercise. Every individual exercise is linked to skills. We have like a whole underbelly, system that knows this exercise covers this skill, which is in this skill group, and you earned that, by doing this individual exercise, you earned that, and so you get your Booksmatch points. So yeah, it's every individual exercise. All right, Lindsay says, go for it. You can always cancel at any time. There's no obligation to continue. Oh yeah, I think she's just encouraging Holly and everybody else to get the gym. Okay. Question. It is great to join, and the best part is you get 7 days to try it free. Here's a link. Somebody on the power team giving them their referral link. Okay. I'm seeing hearts. Okay. Somebody says, OMG, this is a game changer. Wow, I can't wait till it goes live. I know, me too. Me too. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. All right, wonderful news. Wow, awesome announcement. Thank you for the link to join the QBO gym. All right, can it show me where I left off? I sometimes don't remember my last lesson. So when you, and I think, did I close it? No. Let me go back to when you first log in to the gym. You go to this page right here. Oh, look, there I am. You go to this page right here. And down here, it says, here's what's next. So if you are checking off the things as you're going through them, this should always tell you what's next, okay? if it doesn't for some reason, or you want to go in a different order, which you can go to choose your workout. And when you look at choose your workout, you can actually see it says in progress completed. So normally it would, if you were going in order, it would say, completed, and then in progress, and that you would know that was like your next one. But it should always tell you on the very first page, here's where to go next. Okay. All right, let's see, what other questions do I have? All right. Yes, you check off the exercises, you complete them. Thank you. The dashboard looks awesome. All right. Love the ka-ching. So fun. Yes. He is talking about when you do an exercise in the gym. Oh, well, I did this, didn't I? You do an exercise in the gym and you get a little ka-ching, and you get your little points and you earn badges. It's all gamified, so it's fun. Wouldn't it be great if it were like that in real life? Okay. All right. I think that is the last of our questions. Whew, guys, this was a marathon. But I really wanted to show you how Booksmatch is going to work, because, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And we can't wait. I cannot wait for it to go live, because once it goes live, that's when we are spending our own money, guys. We're spending our own money to get leads for you guys, so that people will reach out to you, use our service, and it is at no additional cost to you. It just is part of your gym subscription, is that this happens. So anyway, I'm so excited. All right, that's it. Have a thank you, Margaret, for your comment. Woohoo! And Andrew, thank you so much. All right, that is it. All right, thank you, Lindsay. You guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on Monday for our Mindset Monday, which, for those of you who are in the locker room, that just happens sometime on Monday. It happens every Monday, but sometime. I don't have a set time for it. I think that in April, we're going to start having a set time for the Mindset Monday, because I have an idea for what I want to help you guys with in the second quarter. So I'm still kicking it around. But yeah, super excited for what's to come. All right, you guys have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday, and I can't wait to hear your success story.